All right. Welcome to episode 40. 40. Is that a milestone? I don't really know. Um,
For who?
I don't know for how many pod episodes. I mean, that's almost a year if we do one every week. We aren't doing one every week. We took a couple breaks in there. Um,
hmm
but this is our last episode for a little bit. We're gonna take a month-ish off and be
Due
back in.
to sports season, and we're not going to be here, so
Yeah,
kind
we're
of
gonna be
have
out
to,
of the
right?
country, and sports are kind of in a lull right now after the finals just ended. There's baseball that we don't really care too much about, and then hockey, which we don't follow. I do like hockey.
It's almost hockey's almost done though. They're up 3-1. That's going to be over.
Yeah, I wish there was a team up here. I don't know who to root for. I'm not rooting for the. It's just like I would have to root for Detroit or Blackhawk or Chicago Blackhawks or Minnesota. But it's so weird to like think about rooting for a team outside of Wisconsin, but apparently it's not too hard for Cole because he's a traitor and a weirdo. Um, I guess I'm showing my support.
I mean, we can go down the
Celtics
Golden
green,
State
whatever. That's as close I
bandwagon.
got. But yeah, I'll let you take the floor. I know you're gonna want to say some shit here.
Should I do my Kevin Garnett? No,
Yeah, the
just
fucking cheesiest shit ever.
anything is possible. No,
Jason Tatum is cheese balls
no,
central.
he's a corn dog, and it's getting worse and worse. He did the I guess we'll never know thing, and I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
like the
like
Kanye thing. He did the
you
we did
can't
it.
do anything
We did
original.
it. Like he's trying to just get like a he's it's trying too hard to get like um a moment or a something like that where people always remember like the Kevin Garnett thing or the he
Yeah, but
recreated Kobe. I could see him recreating Kobe's like picture and yeah, fucking stupid. He's a bum. That's why he's not MVP. But go ahead.
first of all, I agree. I agree with your statement. He is corny. He's getting cornier, but I still don't think he's as bad as like Russell Wilson or like some of the top corny individuals in the world. Like those guys are horrible.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point. We're talking about the NBA champs, baby. I mean, I want to woo so bad, but I know it's gonna like fuck up the
The audio won't even pick it up.
exactly. So like, I'm just not gonna do it. I was in such a weird place last night because they're kicking ass. And I'm like, oh my God, tonight's tonight. And then I'm like, but if they lose this and Mason sends me the dumbest text ever in the second quarter, just like last time, like they got it. And I'm like, don't fuck. Like last time you said that 8 points, 30 became eight so fast.
Yeah.
And if you lose this game, game five, where you were ahead and you were kicking ass, I was like, you're going to lose the series. Because then Dallas goes home and wipes your ass. And then bam, it's game
Back
seven.
to
And you're
game
like,
seven.
oh God,
Pressure, pressure,
pressure.
pressure.
Uh-huh.
I
And they
still think they would
choke.
have done it though. Looking
So,
back, I mean it's hindsight bias, but you were smarter. I know you were biased because you wanted
I
your
said
team to win,
six, but
but
yeah.
I had a feeling like I remember saying like on paper they should just win. Like it's literally just Luca and Kyrie. So there's no reason to pick them. But I'm like, oh, I just have a feeling I got to go against the grain. But yeah, the better team
Well,
won.
they did. We were clearly the better team. Luca played like shit. I know he had like a 28 and 12 or whatever, but he was so bad when the game mattered.
Yeah.
Like so bad. And then Kyrie played like shit in the
He did
beginning
play
too.
well the whole series. Like he did he
He
even
played
have like
well in game
he had like
three and
one
four.
good game, maybe?
hmm
Yeah.
But so I knew right then and there. I was like, okay. And then when Derek White got stomped on with his teeth, and I was like, I feel bad because he was like,
How do you sell you're in those pictures and he just looks like
I
shit.
know. And then like at the end of the game when they were on the podium or whatever, and they're bringing up everyone, she's like, smile for me. And he's like a shyer guy. He's
Yeah,
not
he's like,
very
I don't
like.
want to do
He was kind of
it.
like. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I was like, you're just embarrassing him. He's like, I'll get him fixed. Don't worry. I'm like, yeah, like fucking, he
If
put
that's
his
what you had to
body
give
on the
up to
line.
win, it's like I think any of
That's what
us
he
would do
said. He
that.
goes, I'd lose all my teeth for a title. And I was like,
Yeah.
good. You lost that hair, lose those teeth. That was
Yeah.
tough though. He got like sat on pretty much.
Oh,
And it's, oh, and I was like,
but that's why you wear a mouth guard, you fucking moron.
did you see they gave it to him after the fact? Like, protect your teeth now. And it like didn't
Yeah.
fit. And he was like, nope, can't do it. I'm like, yeah, a little fucking late. Like, what the fuck?
It's so
But
stupid.
he was hitting shots that was like typical, like they hit a shot and it's like end of like Luca hits a three or someone hit a three. That one fucking kid, Roberts or Josh, whatever, hit like four threes in the first half. I'm like, who the fuck?
Yeah.
The
Green or
rope?
whatever his name is.
Yeah, Josh Green. Is that his
Something.
name? I
I
was
don't
like,
know. Number 10 or
who?
0 or
Yeah, I
something.
was like, who the fuck is this kid?
Yeah,
And
he's
I was
just
like, this is
nailing
a
it.
problem. And then White would hit one with like before the shot clock, and I was like, okay. But then when Pritchard pulled up from half court, and he
Hmm.
hit that, I was like, yeah, it's done. I
You know
was
it.
like, there's
Yeah.
no way. When that shit falls,
I saw this
no way.
like Derek White's stats when he was at the line. He's like averaging 13 points. He's just having a solid finals. I'm like, this team is just too good. It's too solid
We
of a
are
team. It's very well put together. It's like they, if they lose, it would be the ultimate implosion in the history of the game, probably. And it didn't. I mean, they did a gentleman's sweep.
so
One
our I
one
think the que
way out of left field game where you
yeah, it
almost
just
lose by
happens.
50 or whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's an outlier. And that was proven that it was an outlier.
Are they an all-time great team though?
Well, I don't know I mean, how do you
It's
define that?
subjective. It's your opinion. Per like
I think
so let me
all-time greats would be ones that like repeat. So I think it's too early to
It's
tell.
exactly what I was gonna
Ones
say.
that
So,
like are like three-peating or like they're always there. Yeah, they were there 2 years
but
ago. So they have
what
maybe they have the possibility to be, but it's like
what's
Drew's getting
tough?
older.
Yeah,
Kristaps is getting older.
that's why I don't
You're
like.
not gonna
I
be able to
like
pay all
that.
these guys and keep them all. It's gonna be tough.
I like that, but I don't like that. So, like to me, an all-time great team is like a dynasty, right?
Yeah,
But
like
then
the
I
Warriors or
also,
the
yeah,
Bulls or the Lakers or the
correct. But
earlier Celtics.
I also think it's tough because, like you're saying, teams change. Like not as much in the
Especially
NFL, more in the
nowadays,
NFL,
though.
but
It's harder
teams
nowadays.
change and people get older, people get hurt. So like, it's tough to say. Well, were they great in 4 years? It's like, okay, let's look at one season. Like we picked the '92 Bulls and we picked the '95, you know what I mean, Rockets, and like we did that. You pick one season. How good were they? The stats say they were like the fifth best all time in point differential and only lost 21 games in the entire year, playoffs included. Like
Yeah,
that's impressive.
right,
I don't think they're an all-time great team because I don't think they have an all-time great Hall of Fame player. I think to be an
right.
all-time
You
great
have to
team, you
have
have to have an
yeah.
all-time
They
great.
don't even have a guy who won regular season MVP yet.
Yeah, and I'll
You know?
I'll steal a trend that's going around, but everyone's relating them to the Pistons when they won. 'Cause they
Oh,
had
with like
Billups,
Chauncey and that's not
Tayshaun
a bad
Prince,
comp.
Rip
That's not a
Hamilton,
bad comp
Rasheed
because they
Wallace,
did have a lot
Ben
of like
Wallace. Good
A
players.
minus B plus guys.
I think we're a
That's a well put
little
together team.
it is, and we're a little better up top.
Hmm.
Like Phillips is really good, but I think Brown and Tatum are better. But
Yeah.
people don't remember they beat the Lakers. They stopped a four-peat,
Yeah.
okay? And then they went back to the finals and lost to the Spurs the next year. And then they were in two straight Eastern Conference finals, and one of them was the LeBron James, I think it was the Eastern Conference finals, or they ran into the 25 straight from LeBron when
Yeah.
that was the semifinals actually, I'm sorry, but they ran into him. Like
Yeah.
so like they were in it
For a
the
while.
whole way, but they were
Yeah.
just they were good.
So
So
maybe
like
yeah,
to
that's
be
not a bad comparison.
it is
Um,
a good one. I don't think they're all-time great though. I think they're
no,
very good, and it makes me want to discuss the thing that we
they
sent
they also
today.
had, and I know you're gonna roll your eyes at this. They did have a pretty easy. they did really well in the regular season, but they also had a pretty easy postseason like
Path.
matchup path. Yeah. Because the team that you end up playing in the West is fucking Luca on a historic run. That's the only reason why they even got there. And the Joker got like if it was the Nuggets versus the Celtics, it's a whole different series. That's so different.
I
Even if it's
think
the
we lose.
Timberwolves, like you have like more than just two guys. It's totally
You have
different.
defenders. We matched up really
Yeah.
well with Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas
But
just
I mean,
had no chance unless Luca and Kyrie went off every game, and it's just
I
that's a lot.
mean,
That's hard to do, especially when you have
LeBron,
a swarming defense like you guys did.
LeBron's probably screaming right now though, if he heard you say that, because he's like, so I ran into the Warrior. Like, think about this too. Let's just put this in perspective. Kevin Durant wasn't on the Warriors. The Warriors beat the Cavs, right? The Cavs play the War and Iguodala wins MVP, right?
Mhm.
In 15. 16, they play again in blocked by James, Kyrie Irving 3, down 3-1. Greatest team 73 and 9. They beat them.
Yeah,
Do the Warriors win two more the next year without Kevin Durant?
I don't know.
I don't know. So LeBron's
I
saying,
mean,
"Man,
LeBron did have to do literally everything.
so let's just say they split though. Then he's got 5 now.
Yeah,
That's a game
four and a
changer, right?
half because
So
the
he's
fucking
got
bubble
5.
was gay.
The bubble, I mean, that bubble counts just as much as the Bucks conversation counts, but that's a different
No,
one.
the bubble's
The
dumb.
so
Half the
then
guys didn't even play.
he's got 5. That's not true. He's got 5, and he can't help that he runs into a Kevin Durant was like lights out in those
Yeah,
series. Unbelievable in those series.
those threes
But
that he hit.
yeah, so are the Warriors a dynasty without Kevin Durant? No. Because like 2022 they won and then they won in 15, so maybe they win a third, but there's a difference between winning 4 and going to 6
Yeah,
in
but I mean,
7 years.
what point are you trying to make? All I was saying is that you guys had an, I feel like your path to the victor was relatively
I'm
easy.
saying you can't
Played a
choose your
bunch of,
path, and
right.
sometimes you
You
get
played a bunch
lucky and
of,
unlucky.
and luck
LeBron
is a
got
huge, luck is
screwed.
a huge
Yeah,
portion of winning
LeBron got
any sport.
screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a run. I mean, it's
I
Brady in
mean, we
2017 when
wouldn't have
he
even
ran into.
gotten to the finals if Durant stepped a half an inch back behind the line,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So luck
It's
is
part of
definitely a
the.
thing.
It's so the question then, and we can discuss it now, is last 5 champions, rank them. So
Okay, so I
those
gotta think
I
here.
will
I
list
sent that
them.
to you, didn't I?
Yeah, I sent it to you too because I didn't read yours before. 2024 Celtics,
Uh,
2023 Nuggets, 2022 Warriors, 2021 Bucks, 2020 Lakers. I think we all can agree the Lakers are last.
yeah. And I think the Warriors are second last.
I think the 24 Celtics would have beaten the 22 Warriors. I do.
Yeah. So I think the Nuggets last year might be one.
I'm going Nuggets, Celtics, Bucks.
Nuggets, Celtics, Bucks, Warriors, Lakers.
Yes.
Yeah.
My only reasoning for putting the
That's not bad.
Celtics over the Bucks, I know Giannis was really good that year,
That's the only thing that I would say he might be second. I
but
think he's
Drew,
second or third.
but
The Bucks are.
Drew and Drew are there, right?
Yeah, so those two cancel each other out.
And I'm taking Brown or Tatum over Middleton.
Right.
I just am. And then I'm taking everyone else, White, Porzingis, Horford over whoever the fuck you want to throw out.
PJ
It's
Tucker.
yeah, like give me a
PJ
break.
Tucker and Pat Connaughton 3 years ago.
At Bobby Portis. Like I'm
Yeah.
not even that. And your coach isn't like a
Bud.
huge. Yeah, he's not like Spoelstra against Missoula. Like
Right.
another thing I would like to say here
Nuggets
is I
coach is really
think
good.
Nuggets culture is good, and I think another stroke of luck, is we didn't have to play the Nuggets coach. We had to play Jason fucking Kidd,
Yeah,
the
who
guy who's on a
sucked.
20-2 run and he calls a timeout. What the
Yeah.
fuck are you doing? You blew that. They're on a run, and Luca
They lost
slams
that
the
game,
ball
right?
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was game three.
Yeah, they could have won.
What do you, that swings the entire series. So
Hmm.
like having to face a moron for a head coach really helped us.
Yeah.
So it's
Getting rid of
interesting.
him as our head coach was I mean, we've had a lot of head coaches in the last 10 years, but that was probably the best move we've ever done.
Yes.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think Bucks and Celtics you could argue, but you have
We have
more of
more
a
experience.
well-rounded team.
Mhm.
But
We're a really
Giannis
good
is
team.
just too tough, man. He's a beast and a half.
So I think we talked about I think game 3 was the turning point of the series obviously in that moment really that 20-2 run and Brown stepping up hitting shots.
Yeah, because
But
game four didn't matter. That was
it
just a fluke.
no, it did. And it felt like a closer series to me as a fan because of the game one where they had the lead and then they blew the lead. And then it was like, oh God. And then we
Hmm.
pounded them. And then again, we're up big and oh God. And
That
then
was
we
the
get
story of your whole season,
rocked.
though.
Yeah,
You
it's the
just
whole
lose.
climb out of
And
gaps
we
and
were dumb
holes.
too when we won. Remember, Chuck was like, this is the dumbest team and they're going to win. You
It
know,
is.
like, why are
And it
they
was
doing that?
funny.
Why are they chucking up threes? Why is Brooke Lopez chucking up threes when he's the biggest guy in the court by like 8 inches? Yeah. But the
In
better
reality, it
team
probably
wins
wasn't
in
though.
a seven
Yeah.
game series. And that, I don't think it wasn't even a debate, which was the better whole team. So,
So that the last two things about the Celtic. I did buy merchandise today. Um,
what?
I bought a t-shirt.
Oh, like the finals shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. And I figured I'd wear that a little bit and then, just keep it momentum. And then I bought a flag. I bought a 24
Champions.
champion
I have
flag.
a hat.
Yeah, I was gonna get a hat or a t-shirt, but hat with me is just a problem because my head is so big. I was talking to
Well, you just
Jonah
got to get
about
a like
that.
I got a 47 brand hat because
Yeah,
I know
they
those fit
pinch
me.
me.
I know they fit me.
I get
Like a
squeezed.
baseball hat or like a trucker hat or a snap
They had a
back.
trucker one, but the other thing too is they're not always deep enough for my head, so they sit like up here. I just didn't want to risk it. So I
Yeah.
bought a t-shirt and then I bought
You
a
just got to
flag because I can
find
put a
one at
flag
like
somewhere.
at Shields or something where you can actually try
Yeah, but
it
I wanted to
on.
remember the moment. It was weird because I'm like pumped about it, but I'm literally in a house alone right now. So
Yeah,
like
watching it on with your TV on the floor.
yeah, so I'm like
Like
in
it
a
was
weird
very
space.
anticlimactic. Mine
It
was too,
was.
though. There's a
And I
lot
was
of
like,
similarities between our experiences with our team's finals wins.
mm-hmm. And I'm
I
like,
missed the first half of game six
what? Why?
of the Bucks game six.
Why?
I was at the VA. I was doing lab work. I had so much shit to get done. I was so pissed. So pissed. And
Sucks.
I came home and just went straight downstairs and I was just like catching it and I'm just like, we won. Oh my God. And I walked upstairs and I'm just like, I can't believe we did it. And dad was just bitching at it the whole time. And I'm like, oh, that's it? Wow.
I
You
okay,
know, you
so
get like
I
this sense
had
of like, wow, shit. I still have to go to work tomorrow. Like nothing changes.
I know. I had the
That's what
same
sucks.
feeling. So I was really
That's just
pumped and I
sports
was like
though.
screaming and I'm like I have no one else to share this with, first of all. And like, oh yeah. And then I was also like, should I be happier? I was like, I
Yeah.
scream at the TV. I'm like, you motherfucker, what are
Yeah,
we doing?
you get it done. You're like, okay. Well, yeah, that's what should happen. All right. Oh, well, that's it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Like you get bragging rights for a year, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, I know. I
Um,
feel weird.
it's
But I
just you're growing up though. That's what that is. You're growing up and realizing that sports, it doesn't matter. The Packers could get to and
no, so
lose eight
that's
straight Super Bowls and you would still have to go to work the next day. It doesn't
no,
matter.
I decided that's the difference. If the Packers
You still
won
have
the
a
Super
life.
Bowl,
Yeah.
no, if the Packers won the Super Bowl, I think I'd cry. Like I would just like break down. Like that shit would get
You
me,
witnessed
man.
one though.
I know, but I told Paige this. I witnessed what 2010, right? I don't like remember the game. I remember 2014. I can call out plays left and right, but I don't remember the game. Like I remember the game, but I don't remember watching the game in real time.
Yeah.
I really don't. So like I wasn't in that. I was in sixth grade. Like I
Yeah.
don't remember that space. So I think a championship now like this where I would be like every moment and I remember the season and the lead and I care so much and it's I literally am from Green Bay and lived at that stadium and
Yeah,
I
you don't have
scream
any
and read and
connections to the Celtics besides we're part Irish, which is a stretch.
mom liked them and they're not the Bucks because who wants to be a Bucks fan? But like I literally could not imagine if the Packers won. I think
Yeah.
that's the difference. And I care more. The other thing too, I don't watch NBA until the playoffs.
Yeah.
So you don't build this
You're a
like
fair weather fan kind of.
yeah, because
Not
who the fuck wants to
yeah.
watch? It's like every like 3 days a week and watch them play the Wizards on
Yeah.
a Tuesday
I used
night.
to
Like
be like I used to like the NFL more than or the NBA more than the NFL when I was in high school maybe. And I would watch Tuesday night in the middle of January Bucks games. You know, I'd be the one
in
guy
college, I
watching
did.
that shit
Yeah,
every time it was on. It might have not been like, okay, I'm staring at the TV like I'm doing other
no, but you
things, but
just
it's
had it
on.
on. Yeah,
But and then it was just so emotionally draining. Like
it is because
those
one
games
game doesn't
don't
mean
mean
anything.
anything. They
That's
would lose and I get so upset. I'm like, they're playing so bad. The rest of the season's fucked. This guy sucks. This guy's hurt, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like a month, a week from now, it's gonna be different feel. A month from now, whatever.
that's
The
my
season's
point,
so
though.
damn long. It's like it
That's
doesn't
my
even
point.
it's not worth your emotional investment
No, and it's
until
why I
the
don't watch
end.
baseball. It's
Yeah.
why I don't watch baseball. Baseball is so meaningless until the last half of like
Yeah.
July.
Like I'll catch
And it's
now, it's
like,
like I'll just catch, primetime games because I'm not paying for a fucking Bally Sports Wisconsin or whatever the fuck it
exactly.
is just to watch the Bucks games on a Tuesday night in January. I'm not
But
doing
that's
that. I'll
that's the
catch the ones that are on
difference.
ESPN, I'll catch the ones that are on ABC or TNT. And then if I have time or if I'm available, you
That's why the
know,
Packers mean so much though, because it's 17 games.
and
It's one a week, and I watch
you move your calendar around,
for
your
it.
schedule around to watch those games, not the other way around.
I watch it like it's my job. Like I watch it left like just top down and I'm just locked in, putting money on games. Like you're
Yeah.
just all in it, right? And
Yeah.
then you lose 1 week, it can or two, you lose 3 games in a season and you're like, fuck, we went out like we might not make the playoffs. Like you build so much equity in 18 weeks. And then it's like, oh my God, one loss and we're out. Like in the
Yeah.
NBA and the playoff in the MLB, it's like, okay, we lost the 3 game series. What do you fucking do? Oh, we're down 0-2. We just need to come, blah, blah, blah. Like literally the ball bounces the wrong way and my life can get just split in half. Like it just that's the problem that just infuriates me. And the
Yeah.
fact that Mahomes and Brady get the bounce all the fucking time too. I think that's the other thing too is I have more hatred towards more people in the NFL than I do in the NBA.
Yeah.
So like it's
More
just
we're more casual NBA fans, but
and
we're
it's
a
more
die hard.
emotion.
We're die
Yeah,
hard
I am
football.
way so I think that would be the difference. It was weird
Yeah.
and I don't know. It was just a different experience.
Yeah.
It's not what I expected.
It's cool. I'm just glad that you experienced the same thing I did because I was like, I mean, it ends in the middle of the week. It's not a Friday. It's not a
Well, I
Sunday. It's
I
like,
know.
you're like, it's
I
Tuesday.
that's
It's like,
that's why
okay,
I
now
wanted
what?
it
Now
to
I got to
fucking
finish the
end
rest of
on
my fucking week
Thursday.
just like
I
nothing
know.
happened.
I went to
You
bed
know?
at like 11:30 last night and I'm fucking gassed in the morning because
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my God, like
Was that
why?"
worth
This
it? Yeah.
yeah, I'm like
Just so I
this I
could
wanted
pay
it
some money for a shirt I'll wear 10 times and a
I
flag I'll keep in
know.
my
And I was
basement.
like,
Yeah.
I know. I'm like this is stupid. I wanted it on
I don't
Thursday
think
because
I've
then I get
worn
Friday
I've
move
worn
on.
that hat that I bought like 5 times.
I know, that's what I
It's
told
not
Paige. I'm
it's
like,
not
she's
worth
like,
it.
"Can I get one?" And I'm like, "It's $50 a t-shirt." And I'm like, "I
Yeah.
don't fucking think so. You're gonna
No.
wear it 3 years from now? No, you're gonna
Or you're
wear
gonna
it
wear it as
now
like
and then
a
that's it."
a pajama shirt that no one's gonna see
Yeah,
besides you.
I know.
I was like, yeah, that's not worth it.
I know.
But
So I that's why I didn't do
regardless,
that.
it's fun. It's sports. It's something. It's entertainment, and it's your team. So congrats. That's fun. You gotta enjoy it while
It
you
was
can, man, because you
awesome.
never know when it's gonna happen again. For you, it'll probably happen again. because your organization is better run and it's got more history and better standards. My team is
Sucks.
every 50 years, maybe, because that's about when you're going to pick a unicorn out of the draft.
Mm-hmm.
About it.
We do need to. Do you agree with Jaylen Brown for MVP?
Um, you, I mean, the texts, I'll be honest, Cole, I didn't watch every minute of this series. Um, the text that you said is like he's going to average more
I I
points
thought
or
I
more.
thought he I thought Tatum was gonna steal it from him from the game because of the lackluster game that Brown was having.
Yeah.
But at the
I
end of the day, I
honestly,
agree with it
I don't think
because
anyone stood out. So it was
no,
a more difficult like to decide who,
was
but it's definitely between those two. I know you want to say it's Drew.
True
He's like
Daddy all
he's
day.
the behind the scenes
He
MVP
is the
guy, which
catalyst.
he
Yes.
could be, but that's not the true MVP. It's I agree it probably was Brown because it's just watching him he took over more and Jalen or sorry, Jason. Their names are too close together.
It's the
Jason
Jays.
kind of regressed or like went into the shadow more in certain times.
I think,
does that
yeah,
make
no,
sense?
it does, but I think the difference that people don't understand is Brown picked up Luca all,
He did it.
all
He did a
series.
lot.
He
Yeah. He did so
and
much
and
more.
and Tatum did not, and Brown. I think Luca was like 2 for 7 on Brown
Right.
in game five, and
Yeah.
he was mic'd up, and he's like, "Is Luca coming out?" And they're like, "No." He goes, "Then I'm not." Like he literally was like, "I'm taking it." And
Yeah.
he said last year when Tatum got hurt, everyone looked to him against the Heat in game 7, and he felt like he didn't show up, and he fucking didn't. So he took it upon himself. So I think the defensive aspect, I think it was kind of cool for the MVP voters to be like, "Oh, Tatum, almost had a triple double, blah, blah, blah," but they're like, Brown's defense was important.
Yeah.
Like he was the reason. So I agree with that.
Yeah. I think he deserved it, but it wasn't as clear cut as they
No,
usually
he
are.
averaged like 21. Like it was like
Yeah.
um
It's not as clear cut as Giannis or Jokic or
yes.
Steph
Yeah.
with just the
Can
last five.
can the Celtics repeat?
Are they gonna be able to keep everybody?
This year they will have everyone back.
Yeah.
After next year, the new CBA comes in and Tatum makes like a fuck ton of money, and then like Al's gonna be 40, so he might not even be on the team, and then like you don't know about Porzingis and Drew's older, so like but next year can they repeat?
Um, sure.
I would say yes, and my only thing that I don't the experience helps.
Yeah, they've been there.
Not I mean,
That would be three times if they get back again
yep,
in the
who you
last four
play
years.
obviously
Or
does,
yeah.
and injuries and all those things, but
Yep.
people don't like Tatum shoots does not shoot how he shot this finals. Like that is not a thing in the playoffs. He's had great streaks. This was just a bad streak.
Yeah.
I can't imagine because he's never had a lull like this before. It's going to continue like that.
Yeah.
So like I can see him shooting much better and playing much better
Yeah.
to a
I
point
mean,
where it would
I know
help.
it's easy to say this because we'll never know, but I truly do think that if the Bucks were healthy, we would have met you guys in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I think that would have been a good series. And I think that would have been more of a finals if you still ended up beating us and getting to the Mavs and then doing exactly what you just did to the Mavericks. Because I think if you go seven against the Bucks and then you win in game seven and then you almost sweep the team that you play in the finals, what was really the better competition, right? The true finals was the Eastern Conference Finals. There's whatever, you could argue whatever, but
Unless the only other team would be Denver though, because we
that's my
can't
thing. It's
guard
like
Joker.
Denver,
We can't.
if they, I think they'll
That would have been a
figure it out.
great series. Like
Yeah,
Denver and the Celtics would have
they would
been
be tough, especially
elite.
been there, done that.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's kind of cool what the NBA is gonna have now with all these different teams winning. Is you're gonna
Scary.
have teams like the Bucks who have been there and done that. They're different now, but they've been there and done that. The Nuggets have, the Celtics now have. So you're gonna get
Teams
one
with
of those
experience.
teams. So it's like, okay, who can one up the other team now? Like, oh, the Nuggets win second one. Now it's up to the Bucks or the Celtics to prove that they're just as good, and
Yeah,
they gotta
who's gonna
go get their
grab the
second
rope?
one.
Yeah,
It's cool because there's multiple teams that are kind of there, and then if someone from the West wins, like the God, I hope not. I mean, the Lakers won't. There's no way. But
Timberwolves,
Timberwolves could
Nuggets,
get one somehow. I don't know. I don't think the Thunder really have it yet. They need one more like A minus guy.
dude.
And
Yeah,
then the Clippers, I just don't trust them. Everyone thinks Paul George is going to the Sixers for some reason, but yeah, it's just cool
Joel.
because it's setting up the next 5 or so years for a couple of what could be interesting matchups or finals. So
I agree.
yeah. All right, Cole. Do you have a game for us?
No,
No.
I gotta do my list first.
What's your list?
I'm gonna rank the top 10 players of all time in the
Bas-
NBA history.
basketball players?
Yep.
All right. Let's hear it. If Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, or Drew Holiday are on this list, I will get up and leave right now.
Number 10, Drew Holiday. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Um, Honestly, this was hard but easy in spots to me. I think it's interesting. So 10 to 1. 10, I had Olajuwon,
Hakeem the Dream. Yeah, stud.
Hakeem the Dream, two-time winner, defense player of the year too, obviously a stud. I had Bird at 9.
Okay. A
I think in a lot in this area,
little more
you can
dynamic.
you can tell there's sections of like you could swap some of these guys. I just picked
Yeah.
Bird over Hakeem just because of his unathletic ability, and he still got it done. You know what I mean?
Crafty, and he
Yeah,
could
like
shoot. Like he had more offensive game
hmm
than Olajuwon.
I picked Wilt at 8. And I know he played way back when with, certain rules and whatever,
Yeah,
but
but you can't deny that he just fucking dominated.
yeah. I have Tim Duncan, the big fundamental at 7.
Damn.
Fundamental. Yeah. I think people underrate
Yeah, he wasn't as flashy, but he just got the job done.
and I know he was on a great team with a great coach and the whole thing, but he was
Yeah.
a monster,
Yeah.
especially in his prime. I have Shaq at 6.
6?
My biggest issue with Shaq is he never held his weight and he was so one-dimensional.
Yeah.
He dominates in his one dimension and he's dropping 40 a game in his one dimension, kind of
Yeah.
like Giannis, but there's a limit to your ceiling when you can only dunk and you can't shoot free throws.
Okay.
I have Kobe at 5 just because
Yeah.
they were helping each other and Kobe just did it without him.
Yeah,
He
I mean,
was the best player on those two teams.
I don't think Kobe was better than 5. I can name 4 guys better than him.
I have Magic at 4, coming in as a rookie, being a difference maker on title teams.
Hmm.
His position, that height, passing ability, scoring.
Wasn't the best shooter, but he could get to the
He could get
rock
it done.
rim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the top 3 I think are pretty everyone has, okay? I have Kareem at 3.
Yeah.
Now it's the order that you pick, but I have Kareem at 3, 6 championships, unstoppable move. I mean, one with the Bucks, one with the Lakers. He was a force. I mean, just
Yeah,
unbelievable.
and he had just the ultimate touch.
Yeah, I mean, he's
But
the
like,
man.
yeah, to have that skyhook
One
is
and
tough, man.
two. So 1 and 2 was the hardest part of this. And I went back and forth and back and forth. It's between Michael Jordan and LeBron James, right?
Okay.
And I I struggled, I'll be honest with you, because I didn't watch Jordan when I wasn't alive, right? Growing
Yeah.
up, I grew up with Kobe and then LeBron. So LeBron is the best basketball player I've ever seen in my entire life.
Right.
live. I've seen Jordan play though, clips. I watched The Last Dance. I've seen the stat lines. I've seen the legend. I've also seen how things have grown into a mystique when they really weren't. You know, he had the flu, but the flu game, but was it really a flu game or was he hung over and had food poisoning because he was drinking and smoking all night? Right?
Yeah. Either
So
way, he
like
didn't
there
feel good and he still fucking kicked ass.
yeah, and he retired so that's why they didn't win those 2 years, but he came back that year, that second year, halfway through the season, and they still lost in the playoffs, right? He got dominated in the beginning of his career by the
Hmm.
Bird Celtics and the Bad Boy Pistons, and he sucked at the end of his career, and he had no longevity.
Hmm.
LeBron's longevity and put right on the cape, and I'll take you there who
Yeah.
he played in the finals versus who Jordan played in the finals. A little different. Time of the year or time period different.
Yeah.
Is LeBron as good if he's getting hacked by two 7-footers? Is Jordan better if he's got space for days?
Right.
Can't hand check. To me, after watch, and it might just be a recency bias, I put LeBron at 2 and Jordan at 1 just because watching someone LeBron, I'm not saying LeBron's not clutch. He's got great clutch statistics and he's hit big shots, but he
Hmm.
melted in his first finals and then he melted in the Heat finals, and those he should have won to me. The
Yeah.
Heat one, not the Cavs one against the Spurs. But Jordan just always had the it
He's
factor.
6 and
It
0.
didn't matter
Yeah.
when or where.
When he got there, he got it
it,
done.
it was over. And
Yeah.
he just having that ability after watching Tatum and Brown and people struggle on the big stage or people have bad games, he was just always dominant. And yeah, did
Yeah.
Jordan have bad games? Of course, but when it mattered most, he was the man.
I think it's closer than most. Now it's definitely closer than most
Much
people
closer
think.
than,
Like
yeah.
5 years ago, when this was a thing, they're like, it wasn't close. It was definitely uh LeBron was second.
People
But
thought it was Kobe, right?
the fact that he
That was a
got to
thing.
how many is crazy. It's like no matter what team he's on, they're going to
He
the
went to
finals that year.
eight in a row.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's unbelievable. The fact he couldn't get it done though, you could argue, oh, it wasn't like he can only do so much. His whole team has
There
to help him and stuff like that. But
the other thing that I will say too is he kind of plays GM and coach. He never had a great coach. Like he had Spoelstra, but early on
right.
Spoelstra, and then who'd he have in Cleveland? Like Ty Lue early on, like
Yeah. And that
Phil
fucking Russian dude that I
Jackson,
don't even know if
yeah,
he's still alive now.
David Blatt, and
Yeah,
like
where is
yeah,
he?
Phil Jackson is like one of the greatest, if not the greatest ever,
Yeah,
and LeBron evolved his game so well, and there is arguments that his 2013 season or his 2016 season is the greatest single season
ever.
ever.
Yeah.
Like they're just that
No
good.
doubt he's bigger, he's stronger. He
He
might
can
not
do
be as
everything.
fast or as
Yeah.
elusive, but he can do everything that
He's
fucking Jordan
he's
did.
just as good of an athlete, if not
Yeah.
better.
He didn't win defensive player.
So
How many defensive player of the years did Michael win? One.
one.
Yeah, and you could argue that
LeBron should
James
have.
should have won one.
Yeah,
So
Marcus
yeah,
Sol.
it's close. I mean, but it's tough. It's not apples to apples completely. What are you doing? This should be a clip right here.
My head itched. Um,
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but I honestly could hear an argument from either side and I could be like, all right, that makes sense
yeah,
at this
it was
point
tough
now.
for me not to put Jordan second just because of what I've seen from LeBron.
Yeah.
But
And so you don't have any like besides LeBron, but he's not necessarily recent. He's just as he's not much How old is Tim Duncan? I
Tim
guess
came in at
he's like 10
98.
years. Yeah, he's 10
Yeah.
years. But I mean, he's like you don't have many recent guys. You don't have any recent guys really on that team or on that list.
Well, there's no one that's like Steph
It's
isn't
hard.
there to
It's too
me.
early. It's too
Kevin
early in a
Durant's
lot of
not
them.
there. Giannis isn't gonna make it. And I
Yeah,
don't have Bill
Giannis, it's too
Russell on there
early.
because he played with
Jokic,
eight
it's too
people,
early in their
eight teams
careers.
with fucking white people, and he's the only black guy in the league. Like I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but I'm just not gonna count that.
yeah.
I can't. So
Yeah.
it's thoughts on the list. Do you think anyone should have made it?
Um, that's not, I mean, all those names are fine.
When you get past those, it's like, okay, Bill Russell, Dr. J,
Do you
Steph.
think so? I think Steph is probably in the top 20 then, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Steph is.
Do you think
Absolutely. And then
Giannis
you
is in the
get
top 20?
he's close. I mean, that's when you
Yeah.
get
You
into
think
like the
Jokic
Giannis and the
is?
Dirk
Dirk?
Nowitzki and the Jokic and the
I think KD could be
um
there. He was that good for a long time.
Dwayne Wades and like you get into
Dwayne,
that
yeah.
like yep, that group. Moses Malone. We got to think about the old like
Carl
the
Malone.
Jerry West just died. I mean, that
Yeah.
Jerry West,
He
like
just
those
could
groups.
not live to see another Celtics
Yeah, he was like,
championship. He's like, fuck this, I'm out.
yeah,
RIP, baby. The
yeah.
logo. Um, no, I'm fine with that list.
Good. Okay, let's move on to the draft and finish her up. Last pod of the season. So we're gonna draft.
Season one of the Wisco Wistys. Should we do it like
I
a
don't.
that's
Does
kind
it
of fun.
matter?
Should we just like,
Sure.
well, we're on season two, episode 10. That'd be cool.
Season one, episode 40. Imagine going 40 episodes deep in a season. You'd be like, holy fuck, are we done yet?
Yeah.
We're gonna do the best finals performances ever. NBA finals, 3 rounds. You can pick the same player more than once, but it's a series, it's not a game.
Yeah.
Your trivia is a tough one.
Great.
Can, can you name, and let's make this quick, even though it's kind of long, name the last 24 finals MVPs
24?
in the last 24 years. So some people have counted for like 6 of
Oh, so
them.
how
So
many
like
total names are there? Yeah, like 10 maybe?
3, 4,
12?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Okay. Do I have a time limit? 2 minutes?
I'll give you 2 minutes. Yeah.
All
Starting
right.
now.
Okay. So we got
So
Jalen
Jalen
Brown,
Brown. Yep.
Nikola Jokic, Steph Curry, Giannis, LeBron has a bunch.
Yeah. LeBron counts for
Um,
4.
four of them. Andre Iguodala, yeah, Kevin Durant,
Yep.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Yep.
Um, did Tony Parker win one?
Yep. 2007.
Tim Duncan,
Yep. 2005
Paul Pierce,
and 3. Paul Pierce, 2008.
um,
You're on a roll here. You only have like
yeah,
4 people left.
Shaq,
2000, 2001, and 2002. So you got the end of the fucking beginning of the decade.
Kobe,
There you go. 10 and 9.
um, who won on the Pistons? Chauncey Billups?
Yep. Chauncey Billups. You're rolling. You have 2 people left. Fuck. And one guy has
Oh,
won
Dwayne
2.
Wade.
Dwayne Wade. You have one guy left, and
Oh,
he's won 2 of them.
fuck. How much time do I have?
Uh, 30 seconds.
Fuck. Okay. It's kind of in the middle. It's in the
It's
middle there.
recent.
It's
It's
recent?
recent. You started going down the list, and then
I've
you
missed
just
one.
jumped that person twice.
Um, Kawhi Leonard.
Bam, you got all of them.
Yes. Let's
See, I thought that
go.
it's longer, but you can do it when you really start thinking of because once you
Yeah.
get to all the
You get the big
recents,
ones. Yeah. And they
then it's like
count for a
LeBron,
bunch.
Shaq.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, fuck,
God,
okay.
I forgot the fucking
Yeah.
Raptors one. That was such a
And the
weird year.
Spurs.
and the
And the
Spurs, and he
Spurs. Yeah, he
won one
won it
with the
on
Spurs.
both.
Yeah, I thought I got all the Spurs
Yeah.
one with Tony Parker, and fuck yeah,
Yeah,
let's
the fact that
go.
you got Tony Parker and because we talked about the Pistons, but Chauncey Billups, I was like, okay, so all
I
those
mean,
are
you did
probably the
help me a
tough
little
ones.
bit because you gave me some hints at the end there, but damn, I'm impressed with myself.
Yeah, you should. That was pretty
Good
good.
shit, man.
Yep.
All right, so I get the first pick.
Yep.
So, best finals series as a whole performances.
Yeah. It's all subjective, obviously.
I'm going fucking Giannis 2021 NBA
He's
Finals.
on my list. I mean,
I
he took
mean,
off
35
35 and
points a
30.
game, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 62% field goal percentage, the 50-point
Closeout.
clinching game 6. I mean, that was unreal. I still watch videos. I forgot to say that when you were talking about like, oh, like this is how I feel after we won. It feels so kind of like
You reminisce a little bit?
anticlimactic. There's a video on YouTube that's like 30 minutes long, 20 minutes long. Every now and then when I'm bored or I have time and just screwing around, I will see that and I'm like, "Oh, I'm watching this again." Just to kind of relive it. It just takes like parts like it takes you through the whole run of the playoffs and in the finals. So you get like knocked away by Holiday, stolen, pass to, and always, like Mike Breen, it happens so fast he can't even like say what's happening. And Kupo throws it down. Oh my god, it gives me chills thinking of that. So you get to watch like all those cool highlights and stuff. So I'm sure they'll have a video like that for you. You'll be able to watch that. But yeah,
They said they were doing a whole this
docu
whole
series or
season
something.
they were doing one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought I
behind the
saw that.
scenes.
That'll be cool. Yeah, so that's my first pick. I'm a
I'm
homer, so
I'm going 16 LeBron.
that was gonna be the other one.
I mean, that was
Fucking
he
did it
was a
all himself,
monster.
basically.
Yeah.
Fucking
He
nuts.
literally was like, nope. And everyone tried doing the Luca LeBron wired headphones comparison, and I'm like, no, no, no. Like that's like LeBron had the wired headphones and they came back. Luca's got the wired headphones on, but and I'm like, no, no, no. That was a different being. Clay said what? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And then he just shits on the world. He
Yeah.
was tough.
My second one, it's kind of tough. It's I gotta the numbers are just too crazy.
Are you doing?
What?
I don't want to say it because it might be my next pick.
So it's between two for me.
Don't say one of them. Just pick yours.
I think I want to go. I'm sticking with
Pick.
fuck. I don't
Fucking hell.
know. I'm gonna go Jordan 93.
Yeah.
41. He averaged 41 points to 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Like that's a double double almost with 40 points. And that was the first three-peat. I mean, at least 30 in each game, four
55 in game
40-point
four.
games, a 55 and four. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I wasn't even alive for that, but that is fucking unreal.
I mean, I my second pick, similar thought, is Shaq 2000.
2000, that was the other one I was
Yeah,
gonna pick.
38 and 17 with almost
Yeah.
3 blocks a game. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Whoever the pacer, that big fucker they had to guard was probably like, oh my
Seriously?
God,
Yeah.
we have to deal with this all night? Like,
Unreal.
screw that. That's insane. On 61%, 38, and he's just in the lane. That's unbelievable. That's
Yeah.
my second.
That so I mean you can't these are all subjective like you said. I just have a list of like the top 10 that I can see.
Hmm.
But Bill Walton's on here. Seriously. Jerry West is on there. These are guys I'm not picking. Jerry West, though, 38 points.
What if I was going to pick Jerry West, 38 points?
Well, I'm not picking him, so it doesn't matter. Bill Walton? No, I'm not picking that bum. I'm going
This
to
guy,
go.
what a
Uh,
harsh shit on his grave, much.
I didn't shit on it. I am going to go Dwayne Wade,
Damn. Yeah.
2006. He was like 25 years, or no, 24 years old. Third
wild.
third
He
season.
carried Shaq
Yeah.
too.
35 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 2 40-point games, 36 or more in each or in 4 games. They had to beat a 60-win Dallas Mavericks team led by Dirk
Yeah,
Nowitzki,
Dallas was
and they were
really good
down
that year too.
0-2 to start the series. And then in the 4 games to win it, 36 or more in each, 2 40-point games, 4 straight wins. That's what was basically like Giannis in the Bucks one, but as a 6'4" guard who's 24 years old, third year in the league. That's fucking crazy. I like that Dwayne Wade better than the one with LeBron. Who's your
Yes,
third?
he was much. Um, it's tough because I think Kevin Durant was a monster on the Warriors, but he was on such a good team.
Yeah, it's
Like
easy to
it,
score a lot when Steph and Clay are the other options that you gotta guard like a
yeah, it
fucking
sways. I was thinking Duncan.
Tim Duncan. Yeah, I was looking at him too. He had like
Oh,
34 or
yeah,
no,
he
27, sorry.
27 and like
27,
15, didn't?
14 and
Yeah,
yeah,
and that was, I mean, but I
second season in the he was
that
23 and that was the second season.
that's what I am leaning towards because it was his second season. He was so young and like such a it was 2003, right? Yeah. 17, 24, and 5. I think I'll go with that one. Most blocks in a finals, 32. Are we fucking kidding? And the Nets that year, like that's Jason Kidd, Richard Jefferson.
Yeah. Um,
Um,
who's that
what's
one
the
guy?
yeah? Who is it?
The
Oh,
big
what's
guy,
his name?
the athletic guy. I think he's got a kid in the league or in
Hold on.
college. Yeah, it was Richard Jefferson,
Okay, they had a
Jason
look. This is
Kidd,
Richard Jefferson, Jason Kidd, Kenyon Martin,
Kenyon Martin.
Mutombo was also on that team.
Really?
Yeah, at the end of his
He got
career.
passed around, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all he played was defense. Um, but like that's no easy feat. And he had 32 and in game one, 32, 20, 7 blocks, and 6 assists. So no one
Damn.
else has ever done a 30, 25, and 5 in a finals. And he was what, 20? What'd you say? 24? 23?
Damn.
That's wild. Again, that's why he's on my top 10 list.
But
People don't realize the dominance of Tim Duncan.
I have to show you this though. This is your number 8. Look at those fucking fingernails. How do you play basketball with that?
I don't know. Some people do. I don't know.
I mean, those are
The other
gross. You
the
gotta
other
cut your
one
damn
I
nails,
was
dude. Or does he keep them long to scratch people when you're playing?
Kawhi was I thought about Kawhi because he was damn good for the Raptors, but the Golden State wasn't that, tough.
Yeah.
I thought about another Jordan year, but I was like, that's kind of like I knew someone was gonna pick a Jordan one, so I didn't want to go there.
Yeah. I
Bird
think
had
I
some
got
good
the best
seasons
one.
too, but didn't want to do that. And some of the older ones, I was kind of like, okay, it's whatever. And Kobe had some
Mm.
decent ones too, but and Tatum, Brown this year, obviously. I did,
Lowest field
I
goal
did.
percentage in NBA finals history. Yeah,
No,
that sounds
he's
great.
past it. He jumped it after last night.
Yeah, just now second to Ewing.
No, I think he's like fourth. But
Still not bad.
I thought
Or
about
not good.
Joker, but the Heat. I didn't think the Heat were
Yeah.
that impressive. People
Who
talk
Bam
shit
with
about this.
Bam guarding you, who's like
That's
four
what I
inches
mean.
shorter.
People
Yeah,
talk shit
okay.
about the Celtics path, but like they played the Heat and I know the Heat beat the Bucks, they beat the Celtics, they beat like every fucking squad on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
But so like you got to give them credit in that yard. But I was like, I don't know, like Joker was a monster, but I just don't value the Heat that much.
Yeah.
So I'll take Duncan.
No, again, that's another like you can't really go wrong with those picks.
No. but that's it.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Season one of the Wisco Wistys comes to an end. I think I want to start doing that
Season
now.
one.
Season two.
Okay. Season 2 of
Because
HOV,
otherwise, if we
baby.
do this for years, it's gonna be like, all right, episode 247. Like what? Like what is this,
732.
Rogan?
hmm
So, the first season just doesn't get the title of season one, but the second season will get the season two title. Whatever. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. We appreciate all of our fans. Um, shut up. We the goal is to have some in-person pods. We got to get the hardware for that and get it all set up, get the studio all finished up. Um, and we'll probably be back in August.
Yeah, I mean, we care about swimming once every 4 years, right? So
Yeah. Take a look
NFL's
at the
back.
we can review when are the Olympics? July?
August.
August? So we'll be doing it during that. Yeah, we can look at that stuff. I'm sure some I saw Ledecky just broke a world record already in like one of the qualifying things. She's a beast.
You mean that
So,
thing you do instinctively?
yeah, you thing that we do before we die. Yeah. So we'll get back in August. We're gonna take a little break here. We
Hammer
can
toes, a deal breaker.
yeah, it should be fun. So take a little break and then we'll be back for season two. So stay tuned. We'll try to get some clips out in the ether so you can stay entertained until then. So thank you for being with
Peace.
us. 40 episodes. Bye.